Hey, it's Kim Commando Today, your daily podcast to keep you up to date with all things digital and beyond. And I'd love to have you be a part of our podcast. You can make an appointment to speak with me. Just head over to commando.com, and on the top right, there's a button that says Email Kim. Fill that out, and that's it. So do you have a trip planned anywhere?
Yeah. My next trip is going with some buddies to Las Vegas in a couple weeks.
Ooh, is there a big game or something going on?
Yeah, it's NFL football season. They're all big games.
Oh, I love football.
I know, huge fan.
I am so excited. Who's playing?
I don't know. It's like week 3. It doesn't matter. There'll be alcohol, there'll be football, and there'll be sports betting. It'll be perfect.
Yes. Have you ever done this? You go to Google Flights. Okay. This is so much fun. You go to Google Flights and then you select your departure location. You say a round trip flight, and then you just hit the down box. And instead of saying like where your destination is going to be, you just choose anywhere. And then what pops up is this map, and it shows you the cheapest round trip tickets available all around the world.
I did not know that was a thing. I didn't start using Google Trips until I came back here to the Kim Commando Today podcast. I would always go directly to the website like a rube.
No. So you go to Google Flights and just choose anywhere. So like, for example, this morning I could go on vacation in Cancun for $229. I could go to Seattle round trip for $72.
Are you going?
Bora Bora was $1,341 each way.
Is that cheap? I don't know. I've never even tried to go to Bora Bora.
That's pretty pricey, but
okay.
But you can't go to Bora Bora. You know why?
No, why?
Because you're pora. And on that happy note, welcome. It's Kim Commando Today. It's your fun podcast about all things digital. And of course, joining me is awesome Andrew Babinski. What do you have?
That was a shot at me and a joke at the same time. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You betcha.
We have a story about why you shouldn't order products from Temu or Shein because you may die. And also I have a question for you about your website when it comes to Google searches.
Oh, Google searches. Yes. Yeah, it's a tough call, isn't it? I know what we're going to talk about. And It's something that I've been struggling with because, as you know, I've been talking about the death of the websites for how long, right?
Right, but it's not dead yet. It's still on life support, so it still may be needed.
That's true. Hey, listen, we're giving away a brand new iPhone 16, and I've had people like stop me on the street, and they just say to me, Kim, how can you give away a brand new iPhone 16 when they're not out yet? Well, of course, they're not out yet because they're not going to be here until September. So what that means is that you could be like the coolest kid, the first kid on the block to get a brand new iPhone 16. But here's what you need to do. You need to go to a very special address. That's winfromkim.com. Once again, winfromkim.com, winfromkim.com. Okay? And no, Andrew, you're not eligible.
Why not? What if I put a fake mustache on while I'm filling out the entry form?
Yeah. Now you still have your sucky Samsung.
Yes, I do. It's a great name for it as well.
The sucky Samsung model too. The new and improved sucky Samsung. And of course, now everybody's going to be dropping me notes saying, "Oh, Kim Commando, I love my Samsung phone. You know, it's because Apple sponsors you."
Where's that money? I'd love to see that money.
Okay, you and me both. You and me both, buddy. All right, here are some things that are happening in the world. I don't know if it's come across to your attention, but just about every American Social Security number has been leaked online. Okay, every single one. So there's this website that you could go to, NPD, like National Public Data, npd.pentester.com, npd.pentester.com. Now, if you go there, you can type in your first name, your last name, your state, and the year that you were born, and you can see if you're part of the data breach.
Hold on. I saw this on Reddit this morning, and I saw that address that someone had posted, and I immediately thought, well, this is a scam. This is just a way they're trying. This is legitimate?
Yes, it is. Now, the company behind it, this pentester.com, They sell subscription-based services that they say can get you out of data breaches, which I'm not really sure how that's possible because once you're part of a data breach and then all that information is sold, I don't know, a gazillion times on the internet, I'm not sure how they're going to be like, oh, let's take all that back.
Maybe they have a time machine.
That's true. So Maddie, I call her Madini, of course, she went there and guess who she found?
Herself?
Well, that and me and everybody in the world. She found Bill Gates.
Bill Gates is on there?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm going to use Bill Gates' credit to get my next house. I'm sure I get a great interest rate. He's got to have great credit.
Yeah. You know, I heard a story that he's got like a $500,000 Porsche 911. And he took it for a spin and then he got hungry. And then he went to a burger joint. And then he realized that he did not have any money on him. He'd had no credit cards, nothing. So he's like, I'm Bill Gates. I'm good for this. Can you give me a burger? So it was like $18 worth of drink. Okay. So he goes back like the next week and he gives them exactly $18. Like he didn't even tip them or anything.
Wait a minute. They just gave him a burger. They just believed that he was Bill Gates and gave him free food?
Yes. And then, but I was surprised, like he didn't give him like, $25 or $50.
How about $500?
Yes, that would be good. Years ago, I bought a used Mercedes and the woman who drove the car is part of a big family that owns a lot of things and they have like a lot of money. Not quite Walmart, but it's right up there.
Okay.
So she buys this Mercedes and she has it for 6 months. And then she realizes that she doesn't really want it anymore because as she explained is that it just has too many buttons. Okay. Too many options.
Did she trade it in for a Model T?
So my guy over at Mercedes calls me and says, hey, listen, I got basically a brand new car. And this would be a great car for you to carry your mom around in, all this other good stuff. So he brings the car over and I buy the car. Okay. And so about maybe like a month or so later, they're having this big thing over at the Phoenix Ballet. And it's a fundraiser for abused women, domestic shelters. And so I go and guess who's there? This woman. I've never met her before. Okay. And so she's standing at the front door and I'm like, oh my gosh. I said, it's so nice to meet you. I said, I bought that car from you. Okay. Now around her are some more Paradise Valley type women.
Sure.
And she looks at them because they're all looking at me like, what do you mean she bought a car from you? Like, what was that? And then she looks at all of these Paradise Valley women, all decked to the nines. And she says, oh, this is Kim. She has a little radio show and she bought my used car.
No, she did not.
Yes, she bought my used car. And they all look at me and I go, used? It was like 6 months old. I think it had 100 miles on it. So about, I don't know, maybe a week after that, Ian lost his cell phone in the car. So he's rummaging around, picking up the mats, trying to find his phone in the car, right? And guess what he finds?
Her driver's license?
A wallet.
Okay.
And inside the wallet, there's no ID or anything, but inside the wallet is $2,000. Okay.
Is this your wallet? Is this Barry's wallet?
Nope. And so now Ian shows me, he's like, oh, wow, look what I just found, $2,000. Now, this is a parenting moment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what would you tell your 13-year-old son to do?
The lady that owns that wallet is a complete B word. Go ahead and keep the cash.
Okay. Well, I say, you know what? It's obviously her wallet,
Mm-hmm.
and it has, $2,000 in it. I said, we have to give the money back because we know whose money this is because it's not our money. So we need to give it back to the woman who drove this car. So we contact her assistant and explained everything. And then they send over a courier to pick up the wallet. And I thought for sure like Ian would get like a little reward.
Right.
None. Nothing.
That's why you keep it. She's a bad person.
That's what he's like. Okay, this is that. So anyway, the address, npd.pentester.com. Okay. We're just going to move along. npd.pentester.com.
You're going to have to text me her name during one of the breaks, please.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Here, wait. I'm going to
do it right now?
I'm not going to tell you her name.
Well, that won't help me then.
Well, you can figure it out.
Okay.
Let's see.
I'm waiting for the text.
Okay, here it is. Let me see. I guess I'm just going to say, I just sent but it's the family.
Okay.
And they live in Paradise Valley.
All right, I'm waiting for the text. Oh, there it is. Angelina Jolie.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, she's awful.
So on the internet, I don't know if you know this, Andrew, but there are influencers that are buying fake followers. Do you know that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. And, there are also reviews that are not true.
Reviews of
different products.
Okay. Like the influencers are saying this product is great when it's really not. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, but maybe they actually buy the reviews too.
Oh, okay.
And so now, after all these years of this happening, just rampant on the internet, the Federal Trade Commission is now banning influencers and marketing people from using fake reviews, paying for reviews, or boosting follower accounts by using bots.
How? How are they going to ban this?
They didn't exactly say how.
Oh, okay.
But the new rules kick in October.
So it's like step 1, we're banning fake followers. Step 2, step 3, problem solved.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Are they going to fine them?
Oh, I'm sure they're going to fine them. But,
okay.
But I mean, it's they tried this before where they said, from now on, anything that you put online, you have to put advertising right next to it if you're being paid.
Everybody's being paid for everything, especially on social media. I work for iHeartRadio. I do a co-host a morning show here in Phoenix, Arizona on 99.9 KZ. Let me get the plug in there.
Oh, my gosh. It just gets the plug in. I mean, how many times are you going to plug that show of yours?
Hopefully 3 to 4 times a show, but I'm doing pretty good with only one. But they actually did a wash of all the social media accounts of all the talent in the building. And I believe I was the only one that didn't have any fake followers, any bots.
Oh, nice.
But I don't have any followers anyway. So it adds up.
I mean, last time I checked, I thought there were 22 or was it 23 followers you had?
Oh, I'm over 30. Yeah. Crossed that 30 point.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I actually got on Facebook a message from 2 people this week telling me how much they love listening to you and I on the podcast. It was very nice.
Oh, and there's a woman, Elizabeth, and she's in Seattle, Washington.
Okay.
I meant to save this for you. I'll have to find it for you. She says that you are very handsome.
I know.
And you're an incredible father.
Yes.
And she likes your socks.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I'm a triple threat.
I mean, this is really something. I mean, with, notes like this, we are going to be just scaling the charts.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you tried meta.ai.
Correct.
The image generator.
I'm a convert.
Okay. Now there's a new image generator just released. It's called Imagen 3. It's IMAGEN 3.
Okay.
This is Google's latest and newest and best AI text-to-image generator. It's part of what they call their AI test kitchen. It's actually pretty darn good. It may even be just a smidgen better than Meta.ai. And we were talking about images now, just not really getting into facts and figures.
Right.
But I was trying it this morning, and it does have some certain safeguards, unlike Elon Musk's Grok, where now there's this picture of Harris and Trump making out. Have you seen that?
No.
Okay. Well, on the break, I'm going to send it to you. Okay.
I don't know if I want to. I won't be able to unsee that once I see it.
Oh, it's very disturbing. And as a matter of fact, I sent it to Barry. So last night we're having dinner with a whole bunch of friends. And he's like, oh, here, I got to show you this new picture. Oh, my God. And I thought a couple of people were just going to barf. I mean, right there. I mean, and
And now you want to send it to me?
Yeah.
That's like saying this milk is spoiled. Taste it.
Okay, I know this is like a podcast. It's hard to get visual, but I just want you to, when you get this image, to describe.
Oh, that's
exactly
so romantic. We have Vice President Harris and the Republican nominee for President, Donald Trump, embraced, and it's a very soft kiss. It's very intimate. It's not hardcore at all.
No, there's no tongue going on there.
But I mean, you can tell that it is fake.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure.
You don't have to label this one AI. I mean, it's guaranteed this thing is AI.
Well, Google's Imagen 3, they have safeguards. So you're not going to be able to generate any images, say, with a public figure like Trump or Harris or Taylor Swift. You can't have any weapons. It says that it's not going to produce images of copyrighted characters either. So I thought, I wonder if I could make Sonic the Hedgehog.
Right.
So I said, give me Sonic the Hedgehog running in a field. And it was like, nope, can't do that. Can't do that. So what I used was give me an image of a cartoon blue hedgehog running in a field.
Was it exactly looking like Sonic?
Uh-huh. Exactly.
I need 2 Italian plumbers, one with an M on his head, one with an L on his head, playing with a huge mushroom.
Yes. Ooh, it's a me. It's a Mario.
Okay, so then you just can't use the names, but they're still going to come up with the image.
Yeah, it is something. I was trying to do a meme for our newsletters.
Right.
And that's why I was trying it out. So I said, I need an image of a woman walking into a building in a city, and a clown is holding the door open for her. And so the first couple ones were kind of crappy. And then I saw a button at the bottom that said, and it says 35 millimeter. And so I hit that. Whoa. Really amazing.
Now, do you get 4 different options like
Yes.
Meta? Okay.
Mm-hmm. You get 4 different options.
Because I've used a bunch of the image creators. I probably have like 64 logins for the 64 different sites I've used. And the fact that Meta gives you 4 options right off the bat, off the first description, is really cool because you have a good jumping off point until you get exactly where you want with the image.
Well, with Google's Imagen 3 is that you have different buttons right there at the bottom. So you can say, like, make it a watercolor, make it a photograph, make it lighter, darker, whatever it may be. So you don't have to go edit. Well, you can actually edit each one if you wanted to. So I wanted like this image of this woman going, into the building with the clown holding the door so that I could say, what a kind gesture.
Isn't it Jester?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks.
All right. Okay. Now we go to a little break here. Hey, it's Kim Commando Today. It's your fun podcast about everything digital. Now, this is different than the Kim Commando Show. The Kim Commando Show is the big award-winning show. It's the biggest, most trusted source about all things digital. It's on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of stations, millions of listeners every week. And for the first time ever is that you can get the Kim Commando Show as a podcast. And so wherever you get your podcasts, just search for Kim Commando Show. Now, there's kind of like this funky things going on over at Apple, is that you see the Kim Commando Show, and then you can play the Kim Commando Show, but they show an image that says the Kim Commando Show commercial free, and then we charge for that. So a lot of people are dropping me notes, Andrew. They're like, oh, Kim, you said it was free. Okay, it is free. You just have to pay attention to the screen. That's all. And so, but it's available wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah, there's a free version and then there's a paid version. If you don't mind listening to a couple of commercials like you do every other podcast that's out there, this podcast that you're currently listening to right now, just get the free one.
Exactly. All right, so, gosh, the world is a-changing.
It is. Have you heard of Google's bot, the Google bot?
Yes.
So the Google bot, what it'll do is it will scan the internet for information on the search engine and how to get faster search results. But now that they've integrated with AI and you go to Google and you ask the question, who's the greatest tech goddess of all, instead of a link that takes you to a website, Gemini and Google's AI just pops up an answer for you right there. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to click anything.
Okay, what do you mean a website? It takes you to commando.com. I mean, there's only one tech goddess in the universe.
I could have used any question, okay? I decided to throw you a bone and use the tech goddess question in my example. Everyone knew who I was talking about. Calm down. You're in Santa Barbara, for the love of God. It's 70 degrees and perfect weather. Calm down.
Actually, I'm a little chilly.
So now, websites, including you, we'll find out in a second, actually, are getting upset that Gemini's answering the question and nobody has to click through. Nobody has to click and see an ad. Nobody has to click and they're forced to sign up for a free week to get the answer or the information they're looking for because this Google bot is scraping all the information for AI. So a couple of websites went over and said, hey, we don't want you to do this anymore. Cut it off. We're going to deactivate our access to Google bot. And Google said, fine. That's no problem. But guess what? You're now not searchable. So websites have to make the decision. Are you going to let Google scrape your website for all the information to use it for its AI and not be searchable? Or are you going to be searchable and people get the answers through the AI? So I pose to you, Kim Commando, you have a website, a very large website that gets tons of traffic. What are you doing?
Well, Google's being a jerk face.
Yeah, okay. Well, at least you're handing it in a calm, mature manner.
Yeah.
Nanny, nanny, boo, boo.
Gosh. Oh, well, okay. You have to look at the numbers. You have to let the data speak. I've learned that over the years. You can't go by your gut.
Okay.
Okay. So when you let the numbers speak, we have what's called referral traffic, organic traffic. And organic traffic, that's the most important one for this discussion. The organic traffic is what comes to the website when somebody types something into Google, and then Google would send that person over to our website.
I have my hand raised.
Yes.
That sounds like referral traffic.
Not necessarily, because that could be from links from other different websites.
Okay.
And links in the newsletter, whatever, and incoming, outbound links, and also domain authority. There's a lot of stuff that goes into all this. But the organic traffic is what comes from Google.
Okay.
And right now, our organic traffic is about 50%. It's been a lot higher, but as this AI overview that you were talking about, we've seen that number steadily decrease, as well as the number of visitors that come to commando.com, because you don't need to go to a website anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You just get the answer. So if we were to say to Google, no, don't scrape the site, we're not going to let you steal our content, then we would lose 50% of our revenues, which are already steadily decreasing.
Just on the website.
Yes, just on the website. Because, it just makes sense. If you're getting less traffic to your website, less people are seeing ads.
Right,
okay?
yeah.
Right. And if they're not seeing the ads, then your money's going to go down. So it's not just us. Every website is now experiencing this. So what are we going to do? We're going to have to let them scrape the site.
What would that number have to look like for you to say, you know what? Google's not helping us anymore. Let's go ahead and cut it off.
That's a good question. Probably 20%.
Okay, so it's still far away.
Mm-hmm. It is. But if you do own a website, this is something that you need to be cognizant of. I mean, you need to have additional revenue streams. That's always been something that that as I've approached this business all those years ago, is that we were never, ever dependent upon one bucket.
Right.
Because if you're dependent upon one bucket and somebody pushes the bucket over, you're out of luck. And so that's why we have, community, we have newsletters, we have daily radio shows, podcasts, paid memberships, all that other good stuff. So that's why am I upset about the revenues that are coming in now from Google and ads on the website? Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's probably 25% what it was this time last year.
Wow. Just year to date.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bummer. It's a bad thing. So you have to innovate or you evaporate. And so I've said that so many times in meetings with our team. In addition, there's no I in team. right? I mean, you have all these different little sayings like, what goes around comes around. I mean, I make the money.
That's one of your expressions.
No, I'm kidding.
I didn't know it was written down in paper. I knew it was accurate, but I didn't know you actually said it out loud.
No, I was teasing you. I'm just making a joke.
Real quick question. Do you get a report from Google on how many times Gemini answers someone's question using the information they've scraped from you, basically telling you this would have been someone that came to your site but isn't?
No, that would be really mean. Okay. That would be, I mean, they're being jerk faces now.
I don't know. I think it would be useful to see how much of their information they're actually using.
Because then they would admit to stealing it.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, there are times where I have gone to Google AI and I've typed in something that was obviously on my website, and they do credit, say, from commando.com.
Right.
But you don't get a link back to your site. I mean, it would be wonderful if they said, from commando.com, get the free newsletter, get a podcast, whatever, but they're not going to do that.
It should be connected to you. Like there should be an ad connected to that box. And when someone gets the answer there and doesn't click through, you get a percentage of whatever that ad is.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that.
Of course not.
Google. I mean, I don't know if you heard what happened, but the ex-Google CEO founder came out and he said, we're losing the war on AI because everybody's working at home.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay. Well, yesterday he came out and he said, that's not exactly what I meant.
Yeah, did you see he took the video too and he made it private on YouTube?
Yes.
Well, I don't know if he made it private or some mucky mucks over at Google made it private, but it went from a public video everyone could watch to private.
Now, why do you think he did that?
Because he got yelled at? Because it hurt his stock?
That's exactly.
It's about money.
The lawyer said, probably not a good idea for you to say that. Hey, it's Kim Commando Today. It's your fun podcast. And just a quick reminder, wherever you get your podcasts, make sure that you give us a nice 5-star review. And if you can say a few kind words, that tells all the algorithms like, whoa, people love this podcast, right?
Yes. And you can also follow wherever you're listening. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, you can subscribe. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can subscribe. It'll give you updates whenever we go live, whenever a new podcast is posted, and it also helps the algorithm to keep this show going.
So, I really do read every note that people send me through the website.
Almost to the point where it's annoying. Go ahead.
It's very annoying. And, people drop me like DMs all over, and then they put questions and comments all over. But if you really want me to read your note, the easiest and the best way for you to do that is to go to commando.com, and then there's a link at the top that says Ask Kim. And so here's one that I got this morning.
And in the subject line, put financial opportunity for you, Kim. That goes straight to the top of the mailbox.
Yes. You're such a jerk face.
You're welcome.
My mother is 85, swears up and down that she's friends with Alan Jackson, Brad Pitt, Kevin Costner, Prince William, Paul McCartney, and more. The most serious one right now is Alan Jackson. Whoever she's speaking to is trying to scam her out of money. Keeps telling her that she's just won a brand new truck and all she has to do is pay for shipping. Or she's got $100,000 in gold and she has to send them like $500 to get it. I know it's a scam and you know it's a scam, but Mom refuses to listen to me and she lives with me and it's making my home life very, very, very difficult. Okay. Mom even has a recording of his voice that is so obviously fake I generated, but she swears up and down that he's telling her how much madly and deeply he loves her and can't wait to live with her. Can you do something about this? Would it be possible for you to answer for her? And I already know the answer, but tell her that these celebrities do not reach out to senior citizens and fall madly, deeply in love with them and want to send them gifts just for the sake of talking to them online. Kim, I am seriously losing my mind. Wow.
Well, the first thing I react as me, where I go, you don't see any coincidence that 14 different celebrities have all found you on Facebook and become your friend and are all offering you these financial opportunities. You don't see the connection there that obviously there's going to be fake?
Yeah. I mean, and Mom's 85. Brad Pitt, Kevin Costner, Prince William, Paul McCartney, this Alan Jackson. So what would you do if this was your mom?
I would sit down and start messaging her friends. I'm using air quotes, with her, sitting next to her, and message to them saying, I think, my daughter's here, my son is here, and they say that you're fake. Let's do a video call to prove that you're real.
Okay, that's a good one.
To be in her presence and try to prove that this is legitimate and see how fast it falls apart in front of her, so that then you can say to her, see, this isn't real, and neither is the other 14 relationships you think you have.
Okay, I think that's great. I would do that. Absolutely. Just in case you're wondering, the FTC has reported that this is like close to $12 billion in fraud right now.
Of course
it's happening. I would sit down with mom or dad, it happens to both, and explain to them just what you did. That this is just fake, it's phony, you're getting taken advantage of.
Right.
Prince William is happily married to Kate. They've got 3 young children, and he's 42, you're 85. Not really seeing a match here, okay? Then I would do something else. I would put on mom's phone and computer kids monitoring software. So this way I could monitor the calls, the texts. I could block contacts, sit-ups like words to be alerted with.
Yeah, that's really good.
Maybe even get mom a phone that's designed just for kids. I mean, it looks like an iPhone, but it's not an iPhone. It's an Android-based phone. Like from Bark, you could get one of those phones.
Would you do this all secretly, or would you tell her you're doing it?
Well, boy, I think I would be inclined if mom had gone down this deep to think like Paul McCartney's after her, that I would probably say, oh, you know what, Mom? I think we need a new phone. This one's out of date, and I'm going to get you a new phone. And so I would get a phone, and I would put the kids' monitoring software all over it, and then give her the phone and not tell her. Because, I mean, if she's in such a state where she really thinks that Brad Pitt and all these others are madly, deeply in love with her, maybe we're not thinking clearly, right?
I think definitely we're not thinking clearly.
Okay. So maybe a little dementia, I don't know, maybe happening. And so we want to protect mom, and we want to have our life at home because now she's living with them, not so crazy, because I'm sure she's sitting there over her computer and saying, oh, look, here's Alan again, So I probably wouldn't say. I wouldn't tell her that was there.
Did I tell you about the message I got this week on Facebook?
No.
I got a message from Nadia Katrina.
Nadia Katrina?
Yes. She is actually the senior account manager at Bitcoin mining, work at crypto marketing, and studied in London.
No.
Yes.
Way.
And she reached out to me, dear friend, and she wanted to know if I knew anything about crypto or have heard anything about her business in trading. Because she's running a private program for new or old investors on her private training platform, which has been very successful. And her idea is to build a solid capital base of investors by helping them with trades, watching and learning at the same time to build their capital. By the way, the offer is limited, so it will not be available in the future. And there is such a high turnaround.
Wow.
And I responded by saying, well, I only have $30,000 in Bitcoin right now. I don't know if that's within your budget.
Parameters. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And she said, oh, yeah, that's fine. And she sent me the link to earnerstraining.net. And I said, can I ask you a quick question before I sign up? And she said, sure. And I said, is this what they call pig butchering? You have a phony platform where people think they're making profits, so they invest more, and then in the end, you steal everything? Is that what this is called? And she responded with, no, I'm completely legit.
Oh, excellent.
She didn't. And then she disconnected and blocked me.
Oh.
So I lost my opportunity.
You know what? Let's think about this. Okay. You just missed out.
I did.
You could have really Nadia Katrina.
She's very pretty too.
I'm sure she is. I'm sure I got one the other day. Here, I'm going to pull it up. It says, "Hi, Jennifer. I'm."
Your name's not Jennifer.
But I got a text. "Hi, Jennifer. I'm Nicole. Do you want to come over to my house for grilled chicken tomorrow?" And I said, "That would be great. I love chicken." And then she wrote back, or whoever, "Oh, I invite you to come over to taste roast chicken then." And I said, "Oh, it sounds so yummy." And she says again, "My name is Nicole. What should I call you?" I said, "Jimmy."
I thought it was Jennifer.
No, Jennifer says, she says, "I'm Jennifer." My name's Jennifer. But she said, "What should I call you?" I said, "Jimmy."
Okay, Jimmy.
Okay, she said, "So what time would you like your chicken?" And I said, "Oh, anytime is good for me." And she said, "Well, can you go to this website and pay for the chicken?"
Are you kidding me?
No. So I said, "Oh, how fantastic." So I clicked the link and all of a sudden it's like malware infested.
You clicked the link?
Yeah, I figured why not?
Dude, don't do as Kim Commando does.
Well,
don't click the link.
Okay, this is all for research.
Yeah, all your information on your phone just got stolen. Research.
With Jennifer and Nicole and Jimmy and tasty roast chicken.
How was the chicken, by the way?
I've been trying not to eat meat.
Oh, okay.
So, even last night we went out to dinner and I ordered like the vegetable plate. It was disgusting.
I was going to say, that sounds bad.
It was so bad. And it was grilled vegetables and they were all like, I don't know.
You went out to a restaurant, and I'm assuming it was a nice restaurant.
Yeah.
And you ordered grilled vegetables and probably paid 4 times the amount of money that you should have paid.
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, Joe looked at me and she's like, "That looks disgusting." And she had like steak and shrimp, and she's like, "Here, you want some?" No, she goes, "Oh, you don't eat steak." She goes, "You want a shrimp?" I said, "Yeah, I'll have a shrimp." So I'm looking at the shrimp, and then she's like, and then I was eyeballing her baked potato. She's like, "You want my baked potato too?" I was like,
just to get a nice salad next time.
Exactly.
Not a weird plate of vegetables.
Yeah, it was bad. Hey, it's Kim Commando today. Just a quick reminder, make sure that you enter to win that brand new iPhone 16. Go to winfromkim.com. Once again, winfromkim.com. Okay, what's the catch? The catch is you have to wait until the iPhone 16 actually gets released to get the phone. That's number one. Number two is that you have to get a few issues of my free newsletter, which you're going to love. You're just going to love them. A lot of radio show hosts, you're going to like this, Andrew. I've been getting notes that they're using the newsletter for their show prep.
Are they really?
Yeah, and I'm like, can you credit me every once in a while?
No, we don't do that.
No.
Absolutely not.
Oh, I was on the internet and I read all about the FTC. Yeah, sure you did. Yeah, you just stole it from me. And then they're even stealing like my one-liners that I put around it, like, like "let us be alone" about the whole Kroger story. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're like even stealing my bad puns.
Why would anyone want those?
Exactly. Exactly.
So I watched this documentary on Netflix. It's called Brandy Hellville and the Cult of Fast Fashion.
Wait, say that again? What's it called?
It's called Brandy Hellville and the Cult of Fast Fashion.
Okay, all right.
It is a documentary about the Brandy Melville brand and how awful that business was. It's from the 2000s. It's basically about how social media made this company solely based on social media, and they wouldn't have survived anything else. And it's about the fast fashion industry. And right now, we are in one of the highest times of fast fashion, where you can go online and you can buy an entire outfit for $4.50 and get it shipped right to your house with websites like Temu and Shein and Alibaba Express. Well, they decided to take a bunch of fast fashion products from these websites and test them for safety.
Okay.
And when I read that, I was like, well, what's going to be leggings? What's unsafe about a legging? It's the chemicals that are used to make these products. Like a pair of shoes from Shein contain 229 times the illegal limit of a chemical that makes the shoes more flexible.
Oh, wait. What?
220 times above the legal limit.
Wow.
Now, what could this chemical do to you? It ruins your sperm count and also causes problems with all of your reproductive functions.
Hey, dudes.
They're not Hey Dudes. I didn't get them from Shein.
Okay, all right. You're right. Not the Hey Dudes. I shouldn't have said that. They're not Hey Dudes.
2 bottles of nail polish on Shein contained a chemical it was 3.6 times higher than the legal limit. This chemical is known to poison your liver.
Oh my gosh.
Sandals on Temu, t-shirts, pants, leggings. On those 3 websites, they tested 144 products, and a majority of them had above the higher level of these toxins. So it may be cheap, and you may get it fast and delivered right to your door, but legitimately, it is not safe.
So have you bought anything on Temu or Shein?
Never. I've never done it. I actually got an ad for Temu today, and the ad said if I downloaded the app and I made a purchase of $49 or more, I would get 1,000 times back what I purchased and then 3 products of my choice. So whatever information they're getting from me when I download that app,
they're getting everything.
It must be very, very, very valuable.
It's kind of like TikTok. They get copies of everything. I mean, this is still communist China.
Right.
I mean, so everything that you're buying, oh my gosh.
So now
that's crazy.
Officials in Seoul contacted Temu and asked them, just don't make these certain products right here, the ones we've tested, available. And Temu wouldn't. It's not how you say it anymore. I forgot. It's Temu. Is it Temu?
I say Temu.
It's not Temu, though, because they have a song now that runs nonstop on the radio. It's not how you say it. I can't remember, though. But Seoul, South Korea asked them, can you just take these products out? We know we've tested them. We know they're unsafe. They don't meet. No, they won't. Not only will they not respond, they won't take them down.
Gosh. Well, I want to know how you say it.
It's Temu?
Temu?
Is it Temu? I think it might be Temu. Let me look it up real quick.
It's because everybody was saying Temu, and so they're thinking like, oh, well, maybe they won't think it's the same one. They say it's Temu.
Stupid Americans.
Yeah, they won't know. I mean,
Temu.
Do you hear it?
Yeah, Temu.
Temu.
Because their new slogan is Temu, shop like a billionaire.
Temu, die in a week.
Temu, our pants make you lose all your hair.
Temu, your kid will have 3 legs.
Just be careful what you're buying on those websites.
Oh, that's awful. What's the name of it again?
Temu?
Not Temu. Then the documentary you watch, you dope.
Oh, I got to back it up again. It's called Brandy Hellville, The Evils of Fast Fashion.
I'm going to watch that.
It's really good. You're going to love it. You'll sit down and you're like, maybe I'll watch it. You'll be sucked in and you'll watch the whole thing.
This program is a copyrighted production of Westar Multimedia Entertainment and protected by the copyright laws. Any rebroadcast or use of this program for commercial, business, economic, or financial purposes without the written permission of Westar Multimedia Entertainment is strictly prohibited.